I was gonna make a different video today, but news keeps happening, and there's a fascist pig in our office, the highest office in the United States, who is tearing out the fucking wiring from everything that made this country even viable for a lot of people, and it's only gonna get worse. I'm gonna be doing a lot of reading from like other shit. My other monitors right here. I got my phone because it's kind of like compounding. But Donald Trump is purifying the American melting pot, as it were. The anti immigration and American first shit is completely doing the wrong thing that his voters put him in office to do. Not he said he was going to hurt people, and what he is doing is hurting people. Uh, but he's hurting everybody, and they don't realize that. So there was I live in Georgia. There was a Hyundai plant raid that happened where they like detained and deported South Korean nationals who were helping um, my state's economy by making a Hyundai plant there. They basically interrupted the process and made things extremely hard. It's fucked now, and no one in Georgia wanted this for sure. Although our governor, Donald Trump, could probably light his house on fire and then fuck his dog, and he would still endorse this shit. So, on Truth Social or whatever the fuck, Trump said, following the immigration enforcement operation, which is a thing they're doing, there's an operation to the one operation, his fucking racist, fucking fascist Gestapo are going around making people's lives harder, and no one. I can't. Following the immigration enforcement operation on the Hyundai battery plant in Georgia, I'm hereby calling on all foreign companies investing in the United States to please respect our nation's immigration laws. Your investments are welcome, and we encourage you to legally bring your very smart people with great technical talent to build world class products, and we will make it quickly and legally possible for you to do so. What we ask in return is to hire and train American workers. Together, we will all work hard to make our nation not only productive, but closer in unity than ever before. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Donald J. Trump, President of the United States of America. Now, a couple of things are wrong with this, very obviously. One, they're not fucking finished. They were going to create jobs in my state. And
Hey, just adding an addendum to that, they were here legally. A lot of these people were carefully chosen engineers on work visas who were specifically chosen to do good work by training the people necessary, Americans, Georgians necessary. So they didn't care about any nuance. They just crashed the party and they just detain people simply because they weren't from this country. Now, I only say to interject in this because you'll see in the video I'm a little too mad to like get the details super tight. But this was a very carefully planned and like approved operation by multiple parties, including my local state government, LG and Hyundai, and a whole bunch of contract workers. And the federal government does not care because again, there's no room for foreign nationals having any sort of benefit without their explicit approval because they're fascist.
now it's probably not going to happen. And also, other countries based in other companies based in other countries are not going to want to operate because of the way my country's government is treating foreign nationals. Even if their job is to erect infrastructure to bring jobs and money to our state, they're going to be treated like this because again, his fascist racist Gestapo is making life harder for fucking everybody. On top of that, I don't know if you've heard about the stories about all the illegal deportations. I'm going to call them illegal deportations. They're not illegals, but the deportation process itself should not be condoned by Congress or our Supreme Court, but they've ceded their power to this fucking strongman. There's a problem with how our government works, very obviously, where I don't think the founding fathers ever thought for a second in their lives that two branches of the government would kowtow to a fascist just over the course of however long. But this has been a long time coming, and obviously, there's just, I must say it, there's not enough white people who thought that this was a bad thing. Anyways, the immigration stuff has, there's empty farm fields. Our produce, our sector is completely going to shit, and they can't replace those workers with Americans. One, because Americans actually need money. Now, I'm not saying that foreign nationals, immigrants of various status, deserve less money, but they were working in those conditions because they had to. And Americans who are here, they think they're better than that. They don't want to take up that labor to form the backbone of, feeding this country or whatever. And it's a direct cause of Donald Trump's like anti-immigration policy and really just anti-foreign national policy at this point. They're just super fucking racist. Uh, but as to like the whole getting in the brain of the country and tearing out the floor, I had this video topic on my phone. I'm just gonna fucking read it, and I might put I don't know. People don't talk enough about how fucking long it's going to take to repair the political grounding that conservatives have destroyed since Trump was elected. Without laws against precedents he set, it's just going to be unquestioned they implicate illegal actions live on camera or posted on social media. It should be immediately punishable when an elected official explicitly confesses to a crime that they say that they plan to do something illegal or threatening. There was a picture where Trump posted an AI thing of the world will soon understand nothing can stop what is coming with a burning planet Earth in the background. This picture should be grounds for invoking the 25th Amendment, or whichever amendment it is to sack motherfuckers like him. Period and point blank, the decorum that was more or less previously preserved for 240 years in the presidential office has been smashed into a trillion pieces by a failed businessman and fucking reality TV star so mired in crimes from sex trafficking and illegal deals and bribes from foreign dictators to violating campaign finance law and admitting to rigging elections and using the military to goddamn threaten civilians in its own country and occupy his own cities. There's too much. There's too much. This man is, I would say, he's a joke. It's not funny. He's done such harm to this country. Internally and from without. The shame is that we cannot trust the Democrats to fix this if they ever get power again. The tools are in the shed, and they're going to decide who gets to use them instead of getting rid of them or fixing the fucking problem. They stand to benefit like things being so broken. It makes it easier for them to serve the interests of capital now that Republicans have erased the pretenses of civility necessary to convince a substantial voting base and is seceding enough power to have them continue our oppression, albeit with a much less aggressively anti-humanist facade. It's all anti-humanist. And while Republicans have moved fast and broken a lot of things, Democrats will refuse to acknowledge that there was ever a problem to begin with and that they need to fix anything. There is so much groundwork that needs to be retread, and I cannot trust the American government. Anybody. I don't give a fuck if it's Bernie Sanders and AOC and some fucking Zoran Mandani trio who somehow rises to power and becomes like the fucking eighth triumvirate of American presidential whatever. It's not gonna happen. Shit's broken, and I don't know. I don't mean like to be too doomer about it, but there's just so much goddamn work to do. I can calm down a little bit. There's so much goddamn work to do. There was so much goddamn work to do from the first Trump thing. I recommend everyone. So, like, what happened with the world when Trump's America turned its back on our geopolitical influences. Everyone needs to watch a video. Not needs to. I recommend a video that you watch a video called Trump's Greatest Failure. It's by Kraut. It's about how Donald Trump turned his back on the planet. Basically, the rest of the planet, the rest of the countries, made a complete mockery of everything that America has built up, and a bigger, more adept geopolitical superpower in the form of China has kind of filled that gap. It's only going to get worse from now. Because where the fuck is Hyundai going to go? They're not... They don't want to because shit like this happens here. Uh, that's about it.